so that if the other vehicle is not insured, and I must tell you, in the state of Texas, about 1 in 5 people are not insured, even though they're required by the law of the state of Texas to have insurance. It just happens that way. And in certain parts of Austin, that number is as high as 1 in 2 or 1 in 3. So just be careful out there and make sure that you're taken care of. So I also definitely have UIM just in case, and it's already come in handy for me. I was involved in an accident in 2018 in Austin. They were driving a vehicle that had been lent to them by a auto company, like they had their car in the shop. And there was a lot of confusion on whose insurance was going to be covering. Was it going to be the individual's insurance? Was it going to be the actual car lot's insurance? Who was covering? And rather than waiting for months and months and months before they worked that out to get a vehicle, I was able to use my UIM, have my insurance cover it, and they covered all my medical bills.
Yeah,
everything that I needed.
You wait, and then you can get your treatment done quickly.
Correct. I didn't have to worry about how it was going to play out with the other insurances or anything like that. I just went ahead and used my UIM, and I used my PIP, which is another form of insurance, personal injury protection, which is often bundled with UIM. And so personal injury protection covers you if you have personal injuries as the result of the collision. Yep. So typically, the way that PIP is going to work is there's going to be a minimum of $2,500. Depending on what insurance company you have, there could be $5,000, $10,000, with USAA up to even $100,000 I've seen. And what it does is it covers specifically your medical bills as a result of the collision. So in that 2018 collision, I had PIP. I was able to get the care that I needed, and the PIP covered it. I didn't have to worry about making a big claim against my insurance, and my insurance worked it out with the other person's insurance when they finally figured out which insurance policy was going to cover it. So it gives me the peace of mind when I'm driving, so that in case I'm not at fault at all. In the case of my 2018, the person drove across 4 lanes of traffic and drove right in front of me and was across the entire lane. I had no choice but to actually hit them, and tried to make it as gentle as possible. But that was completely not my fault in any way. And so despite the fact that unfortunate things happen sometimes and accidents just happen, I was able to make sure that I was covered and that I was able to get everything that I needed as quickly as possible so that I wasn't put out. Had I not had the UIM insurance, I would have had to wait several months for them to work out which insurance was going to cover and go ahead and cover it. I would have been without a vehicle for that amount of time. And I would have had to pay for all of my medical out of pocket up front, which at that time would have been kind of difficult for me for the amount of medical that I ended up having. So I highly, highly, highly again recommend that if at all you can afford it, to go ahead and get the UIM coverage.